Keith, perfect pairing, a career best performance here in Hong Kong last start when you were aboard him over the 2200 metres. Talk us through the race.
I was just told, we got a nice barrier, but he doesn't have much speed anyway, so I just settled him behind the field and just hugged the rail, and it finished off strongly, but just a bit bad luck. The winner get going on the outside, and we have to wait for the straight to get a run to open, but he still finished really nicely.
You mentioned he doesn't have a lot of tactical speed. He probably wants a bit further than 2200, doesn't he?
Probably, yes. I say he would definitely handle longer trip, but this is as far as we can get in Hong Kong, Happy Valley. But so he just accept it, but he seems like this distance he handles it very well.
What about riding in these 2200 metre races? Because they seem to, in the early stages, they go along and then they stop and then someone invariably takes off. Are they difficult races to ride in 2200 metre races at the Valley?
It gets a bit tricky the first few times when people start like taking off down the back straight, and then, but yeah, it can be. But now it's sort of like get into the mode, like people knows like whenever the pace is gonna be settled, and then something will likely to take off and on the outside. So it's become like everyone just knows what we're gonna do. So sometimes you get decent pacing, or if not, like something will still like take off on the outside. So you just need to like understand the racing model.
Hugh, Lovers in the Air, he's only a lightly tried to 3-year-old for John's size. He looks like he's improved with each and every start, but did it foil your plans a little bit with how he jumped last start?
A little bit, yeah, and he jumped particularly well his first start, but anyway, it is what it is. From a wider draw this time, and less instructed otherwise, I'd be inclined to ride him sort of to find his feet at the rear of the field or thereabouts and hit the line. Hopefully they go put the pressure on up front. But look, he's a nice progressive horse. I think he's far from the finished article just yet, but he has taken really good progression in his 2 runs. And his first time when I asked him to quicken up, I asked him to do it really quickly from the I think it was a C+3 rail from memory, and he responded okay. But last time I was able to build him through his gears and he was better, and I'd expect a better performance again this week.
Was he a little reluctant at points, sort of coming off the back straight, racing around other runners?
Well, he was a little bit, you've obviously viewed the film, but yeah, you can see he's just a little bit field shy, a little bit, just lacking confidence. I've got no issues with his enthusiasm to race, but he's just still learning his job, and he's only had the 2 runs, and again, he'll be much better for this run too. But I think it's going to start to fall into place for him before the end of the season.
And even considering everything that happened at the start and in the run, you must have been pretty happy with the way he found the line late there too.
Oh, it was good. It was a really good. But like I said, I was able to sort of help him through his gears, which he appreciated, and I'd like to think we can do the same again. But that comes down to race scenario, where I am, what I'm following. Do I go inside or outside? It's a bit hard to predict at this stage, but I'd imagine we'll ride him quietly from the barrier, let him find his feet, and hopefully we have a smooth run for the second half of the race.
Happy with his trial the other week?
Yeah, he felt good. He's a really nice horse. He's certainly better than Class 4, but he's still learning, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him sort of move to Chateauneuf before the end of the season and perform well at 1400, and I think he'll get a mile down the track. Not suggesting he needs that just yet, but he's a really nice progressive horse, and we haven't seen the best of him, but you can see that he's improving, and I'd like to think we'll see a good improvement from last start to this start.
Harry, fortunate son, a horse for Douglas White, who'd shown a good amount of ability in his first few runs here and then sort of come a cropper in his next few, but he was better last start at Happy Valley with you aboard. How did you rate the run?
Well, I thought it was a great run. He travelled nicely throughout, and I was in a lovely position, and I had the decision to either stay on the rail or come out up the straight, and I decided to come out, but in hindsight it might have been better just to stay in. He went through the line really well and stayed out the trip nicely.
Do you think there was a chance he might have been able to nab second if you had gone to the inside earlier?
Yeah, I think he probably would have done. I just slightly halted momentum. And as I say, once that gap opened, he picked up nicely and hit the line strong. So yeah, I would expect him to have gone that little bit closer.
He was returning to Happy Valley for the first time since his debut. Do you think there was anything in returning to Happy Valley that sparked that level of confidence in him again?
Perhaps. I think the trip was perfect for him, and that day it just went nice and smooth. So we hope for much the same again on Wednesday, and I think if he can get the right conditions in the race, then he's going to run another big race.
Looks like there should be good tempo in the race. From barrier 6, you might probably get a similar sort of run to last start.
Yeah, I imagine so, and a good pace will help him. He's not a horse that's over racing, I would say, but a good gallop will just help him relax and get home.
Your own record at Happy Valley, I think you've had 12 winners there this season. What about Happy Valley that sparks the confidence in your level of riding?
Yeah, well, I enjoy riding the track. Obviously, it's a tricky place, and plenty of aspects to have to navigate. But I enjoy riding there, and it's good to see my record's quite strong. So I hope that the opportunities I get, I can make the most of.
And quickly, speaking of strong, the weekend Honglok Golf. Gee, looks like a little terrier. Looks like he's never beaten, is he?
He's not. I mean, he is Gutsy personified. He just loves to get into a battle, and when a horse comes up and eyeballs him, he just digs deep and finds that bit more. So we don't know where his ceiling is yet, which is a nice thing to have on our hands, and hopefully just keeps improving.
Luke, Chateauneuf for David Hayes. Fair to say, looked like he put up his usual honest performance last start.
Yeah, it was a good run. Wasn't really the plan to go to the front, but he left the gates really well, and there was a lack of speed in the race. Now he's got the better draw, and we'll definitely use that to our advantage.
He got a bit of pressure in those early stages from Nucleus, or I think King Miles. That just softened him up a little bit through those early stages.
Yeah, you're right. So it was a better run than it looked. He seems to have come through it well. He's been working well in the morning, and really happy with him.
With it not really where you wanted to be the other night, there looks to be a lot of pace in the race Wednesday night, so that means you can just probably be behind them. Is that right?
Yeah, that'll suit us. Like we said, we've got the one draw, and the pace in the race should help us. So if he can get a nice run in transit and the gaps open at the right time, hopefully he can reproduce.
Win 37 over the weekend. David Eustace with the dazzling fit. He looks a nice horse going forward to next season.
He is. Plenty of ability. He's still doing a lot of things wrong in his races, so I think just with more racing that he'll get in him, it will do him good, and hopefully the natural improvement will keep coming.
Nice to do it with the family round as well.
Yeah, always special to have them on course, and lovely to have the winning picture with them.